Over here, this is going to be a little more gray. This is going to be a little more gray. Let me see, because I want to... Oh, well, matter of fact, I got the shadow also there. But that's a little... Matter of fact, let me add a little green into that dark. It's like a hint of green. But that's way too much. Let me neutralize that. Anyway. Okay, let me see. That's way too... Okay. But I gotta follow that shadow. It's been so much stuff going on in New York City and the Bronx. This city has gotten so bad with crime. I was thinking... Right now. What the hell? No, that shadow, I need that blue. That blue. Should have put some paper over here. Let me see. Blue. How the fucking, I wrote to my daughter, sent her a text message complaining about why the hell haven't I seen my granddaughter. I mean, what's your plans for me not to have a relationship with her? Because, I don't know, this kid, I don't know. Like in your mind, you try to think about what the hell have you done wrong. And she had me fool for a second because I I remember seeing my son when my mother died, and my stepson, the one that I raised. He's not my son; he's a stepson. But I raised him from 7, and I remember his exact words when he left. He came out, and I was outside having a cigarette. And he came out with my daughter, and he looked at me. He said, "You will always be my dad. I would always see you as my father." So I don't understand what's a complaint. I don't understand how one child has no complaints and the other one has complaints. And I treated the both of them the same. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I think the problem with this girl is she just wanted girls, they need your full attention. I don't know. But my thoughts were when I had my daughter, I said let the mother deal with the girls, because I don't know how to, girls are different. Boys are, and maybe that was my mistake. Yeah. But anyway, what are you gonna do, right? These kids. So I text her. I sent her a text yesterday. It's like, what's going on? Why haven't you brought Bella, my granddaughter? Why haven't you brought her around? I mean, I don't know. You know what I think sometimes, PJ? I just think about just getting up and leaving. Giving up this apartment and leaving, going to Europe, to a place where I don't know anyone. because that was the plan from the beginning. I was gonna leave. There was a time when I was gonna leave, and I didn't do it. And I probably should have left because 25 years later, she left me, so I probably should have left because it didn't stop her from doing what she wanted to do, right? So I probably could have done a lot more with my art career if I would have just gone. But I kept thinking about Gauguin. You remember Gauguin? The story about Gauguin, Van Gogh's best friend, that he left his family and he abandoned them and left them. And all the stories, all the books, they talk about him like he abandoned his family and he decided to, do his art career. And so I just always thought that would be a bad thing. It's a bad thing, but here I am now. Should have fucking just fucking gone. So, she left you. Now you got your own place. Maybe the best thing for you to do now is get someone else. Get another girlfriend, because that's what. But to start now at this age, my God, PJ, I mean, you're not a fucking young kid anymore. It's hard to start now, right? Fall in love now. Who knows if you would have married someone Jewish, you probably wouldn't have these problems. You should have married a Jewish wife, Paul. You should have went all out and grew the whole thing, the things that they grow on the side, little curls the Jewish grow, and go to the synagogue every day and pray. And but yeah, I think you're a little different. You're the wild type. You're not that type of Jew. You're like one of those Jewish guys, like the actors. A lot of people in Hollywood, those actors, a lot of them were Jewish. The directors, the head of all these movie companies back then, GM and all these companies, Jewish. They would change their name, American names, but a lot of these actors were Jewish. What did you say? Yeah, they control Hollywood. I don't know now if it's still the same way, but back then, the Jewish controlled the whole Hollywood. I think they still do. Well, this guy, they just got locked up for the, what's his name, that supposedly touched all these girls. And but I don't think it's, I mean, how could these girls come 20 years later and come up with these allegations 20 years later? I think this is all just money. They fucked them because they wanted to get ahead, and now they just trying to get more money. I really don't believe these allegations these women's Epstein that they made about Epstein. You know, they know what they were doing. Come on. You was trying to get ahead and you fucked him and now you want to say that he raped you, and that's bullshit. It's total bullshit. Yeah, but I was looking at some biography and I was seeing that a lot of Hollywood is Jewish. A lot of these actors were Jewish. Alright, what am I doing now? I gotta get the thing over here, put this a little more light. Let me get this tissue here. Get this over here. Look at this mess I have here. So, I don't know, Chinese broad with a Jewish guy, I don't know, man. These Chinese people, they have their ways. I mean, they're supposed to make good wives, very loyal. And she's probably fucking someone else. Maybe she thought you had money. I met a few girls that got with me because they thought I had money. Which I had some savings, I had some money, but my son took it all. Left me with shit, but it's fine. I'm okay with that. You had a good time, let him have a good time. The fuck? I'll have a good time. Money's money, right? Comes and it goes. So, the apartment, what is it, a one or two bedroom or small apartment? How is it? How's the area? Is the area okay? No crime? Because crime has really gotten really bad in New York. I don't know where you're at. Is it bad over there? I mean, you got all these black people fucking killing themselves, killing everybody. You stay the fuck away from me. It's like I don't need people that are gonna put me at risk where, you know, I'm gonna get killed or. Let's see, I have two bedrooms, the apartment is 6 stories. Building with an underground indoor parking. Are you fucking lucky fuck? You lucky fuck. Oh, so you okay then? It's fucking great. I'm happy for you. Suck if everybody's fucking doing bad, right? gotta get like a girl, but maybe you're aiming too young. Maybe you have to aim for someone a little older. I mean, we feel young, like right now. I just hit 55. I mean, I could probably go with a girl 35, 40. 35 and 40, that would be a good age. I'd be stupid to get involved with a girl like in her 20s, between 20s and 30s. I'll be looking for problems. 35 is okay. I can still, could even still have a kid at that age, but too young is too much of a problem. And then you gotta also count, girls in the beginning, you go through that honeymoon stage where everything is perfect. But then after a while that, you know, changes, so then it changes. I don't know, we're on our way out anyway. We'll be dead soon. You probably live longer. You probably live longer than me. I don't think you smoke, right? I smoke, so probably live past your 80s. Younger, wipe your ass. Oh, life is so fucking crazy, man. I tell you. Life is so fucking crazy. So crazy. This is a study I'm doing with this gouache, this different type of paint. It's not watercolor, it's, okay, let me see. I'm gonna come here, and then, I think that nostril, I'm gonna bring it further up. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it over here. And then, I'll put this a little more red. Let me grab some of that red over there. Let me grab it with this. This is the red. Got that red. This is like a light red. Then I got this red. Okay. I can't even barely talk. I can't seem to find words to express myself anymore. I don't know why I'm having these problems. My social skills on how to express myself in words. I've been having problems expressing myself. That's what happens when you spend a lot of time painting in your studio and you don't go out and just not going out to a bar and hanging out. If I can get some time. where I can have models come over and work like Luce and Floy for the remaining years of my life. See this over here, that nose. So I want to bring this. Then I got this red over here. And so I need some of this burnt umber. It's just you and your mother, no one else. I mean, who's gonna see your mother and she'll have some family to check up on her and make sure she's okay and I mean I live by this principle that I try to carry myself and do unto others because I have this weird thing that I feel that if I don't honor my parents, when I get older, my kids are not going to honor me, and I live by that. I always think like that. I don't know why, but I always. But it hasn't done me any good. I'm always putting people before me, and I always get fucked. So it really doesn't work. Maybe it's best being the way you are. Just fuck them. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. I don't know what made me think that. I don't know. Maybe because I wasn't really all that bad when I was younger either. I don't know. I really wasn't all that bad. I never really had money I never really had no real money but I never really cared for stuff like that. Like, I knew people that very materialistic. I wasn't. I never been like that. I never really been like that. It would be nice to. I mean, even if I was to come across some money, I probably would be doing what I'm doing now. I'll probably eat better food. I probably would eat better food, try foods. Probably would do stuff like that. What else? I would take a trip to Europe. I would do that, but I always wanted to go. I've always had this thing with wanting to visit Van Gogh's grave and deals, and because I mean, you've heard me many times talk about Van Gogh, and it's so weird when I talk about him. I feel so corny because so many people now talk about him, and when I first got into art, there weren't too many people that spoke about Van Gogh. And it's something that people are familiar with Van Gogh today, but and then when you read about them, it's like you get to know them a little better. See, I got get these. See, this is a study of this picture here. This one is not in oil. Um, this hairline is supposed to go higher. So let me come up this way. And I wanted to find something that I can paint. No, it's not going to be like the one here, but I wanted to try this new gouache that I just purchased this set. Okay, this is going to go up here. I think I should get this, the flat one. Yeah, let me get the flat. Okay, let me... Let me see, this got this part. Okay, so that means I gotta come up higher here. Okay, that's gonna come up and then... Shit, wow, we just spoke a little while, not too long ago. And you didn't say anything about moving out and getting your own place last time we spoke. Everything seemed like it was okay. Today she's your wife, and then tomorrow she's someone else's wife. I mean, was it you? Did you drive her crazy, or? I mean, if you don't figure it out, you're not going to be able to get it together and get it right when next time you meet someone, you're going to have the same issues all over again. What happened? I mean, what is the fucking reason? There's always a reason. Okay, this now over here. So that means I'm going to have to come over here. Well, she seemed like a nice girl in the picture that you sent me. She looks... You know what I noticed when I was with my wife? Like, I wouldn't try different things with her. These girls today, they're more freakier than what than what you would think. I mean, you have to try different things with girls, because girls are very freaky. You gotta keep them interested. Okay, this is gonna go this way. Okay. Maybe that's what I had to do with mine. I don't know. Maybe I should have bought her a fucking 12-inch cock, a dildo, or 15-inch dildo. I don't know. Try different things with her. Because sometimes I talk with friends and they talk about some freaky stuff, and I'm like, and she puts up with that? Yeah, she loves it. I'm like, oh yeah? girls are so fucking innocent. They're not as innocent as you. I mean, think about it. I mean, there's been fucking porn, girls fucking horses. I mean, think about it. Catch a fucking guy fucking a horse? Damn, just little by little build this up. Put it over here. I'm gonna lighten some areas. Okay, that valley is a little. I think I would just squash it. Okay. And then there's a bit. Yeah, but New York has gotten really bad. A lot of shootings and. Gonna have to buy myself some pepper spray. It's like the news all the time is people getting robbed, and it's fucking news not doing shit about it. And then they want to defund the police, and we got this district attorney that's releasing everyone that gets caught. It's not doing anything. Sorry to tell you, but these liberals are really fucking everything up, man. I mean, look at Los Angeles. Look how fucked up it is. Got syringes in the streets and the playgrounds. What's that area where people living in tents? What do they call that? Usually where states that are more conservative, you don't have those issues. They're more stricter on crime, more opportunity, more. Yeah, you're probably gonna hate me. That's why I fucking voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Fucking Barack Obama didn't do anything. Fucking Hillary. All these people have fucked everything all up. You got Nancy Pelosi, Schumer, and all these people. At least we have some conservative judges now. Okay, this is me. Things have gotten much worse since Trump left the White House. With gas prices, food prices, everything has gotten really bad. Let me see. How I'm gonna this. Okay, this is. Let me get the. Grab this here, cause there's a separation over here. This goes in a little bit more, and then I was listening to this thing before. I was listening to this book. Is that one? No, that's not the one I was listening.
Someone bad luck.
That's not the one I was listening to. This book. Holy shit! Wait, did I get a? Wait a minute. What is this? Somebody in the. Oh, it hasn't. So yes. No, I haven't. So okay. There you go. Wait a minute. No. That's. What the fuck is going on here? This is not it. Oh, there you go. Okay. Then what did you write? It says, well, if your parents are narcissists, I don't think you're gonna honor them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, sometimes parents, they bring things upon themselves. Yeah, you're 100% right. But I've always been the type of person, just because one person does wrong, it doesn't mean you have to do wrong by them. I mean, I haven't been perfect in my life. I've made my mistakes in my life. Believe me, it's been about correcting myself and bettering myself to try to be a better person. Try to stop all those bad things and work on myself. And I've done that. I think I've done a good job at that. And I've had many people, family, fuck me over. And that's how it usually is. But I was listening to this book. As a matter of fact, this book here. And usually what you put out is what you're going to get back. So if someone has been negative to you and then you're going to be negative to that person, that's the energy that you're going to bring in. The law of attraction, that's just, you're gonna live. That's where you're gonna always have these problems, and you're not gonna be able to figure it out.
And feel as true. The subconscious.
Listen
the
to
mechanism of creation is hidden in the very depth of the subconscious, the female aspect or womb of creation.
I started a little bit
The
further
subconscious transcends reason and is independent of induction. It contemplates a feeling as a fact existing within itself, and on this assumption proceeds to give expression to it. The creative process begins with an idea, and its cycle runs its course as a feeling, and ends in a volition to act. Ideas are impressed on the subconscious through the medium of feeling. No idea can be impressed on the subconscious until it is felt, but once felt, be it good, bad, or indifferent, it must be expressed. Feeling is the one and only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Therefore, the man who does not control his feeling may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states. By control of feeling is not meant restraint or suppression of your feeling, but rather the disciplining of self to imagine and entertain only such feeling as contributes to your happiness. Control is all important to a full and happy life. Never entertain an undesirable feeling, nor think sympathetically about wrong in any shape or form.
You hear that?
Do not dwell on the imperfection of yourself or others. To do so is to impress the subconscious with these limitations. What you do not want done unto you, do not feel that it is done unto you or another. This is the whole law of a full and happy life. Everything else is commentary. Every feeling makes a subconscious impression, and unless it is counteracted by a more powerful feeling of an opposite nature, must be expressed. The dominant of two feelings is the one expressed. I am healthy is a stronger feeling than I will be healthy. To feel I will be is to confess I am not. I am is stronger than I am not. What you feel you are always dominates what you feel you would like to be. Therefore, to be realized, the wish must be felt as a state that is, rather than a state that is not. Sensation precedes manifestation and is the foundation upon which all manifestation rests. Be careful of your moods and feelings, for there is an unbroken connection between your feelings and your visible world. Your body is an emotional filter and bears the unmistakable marks of your prevalent emotions. Emotional disturbances, especially suppressed emotions, are the causes of all disease. To feel intensely about a wrong without voicing or expressing that feeling is the beginning of disease, dis-ease, in both body and environment. Do not entertain the feeling of regret or failure for frustration or detachment from your objective results in disease. Think feelingly only of the state you desire to realize. Feeling the reality of the state sought and living and acting on that conviction is the way of all seeming miracles.
Let me see if I got
All
here.
changes of expression are brought about through a change of feeling. A change of feeling is a change of
This
destiny.
goes a little bit beneath.
All creation occurs in the domain of the subconscious. What you must acquire, then, is a reflective control of the operation of the subconscious. That is, control of your ideas and feelings. Chance or accident is not responsible for the things that happen to you, nor is predestined fate the author of your fortune or misfortune. Your subconscious impressions determine the conditions of your world. The subconscious is not selective. It is impersonal and no respecter of persons. The subconscious is not concerned with the truth or falsity of your feeling. It always accepts as true that which you feel to be true. Feeling is the assent of the subconscious to the truth of that which is declared to be true. Because of this quality of the subconscious, there is nothing impossible to man. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and feel as true, the subconscious can and must objectify. Your feelings create the pattern from which your world is fashioned, and a change of feeling is a change of pattern. The subconscious never fails to express that which has been impressed upon it. The moment it receives an impression, it begins to work out the ways of its expression. It accepts the feeling impressed upon it, your feeling, as a fact existing within itself, and immediately sets about to produce in the outer or objective world the exact likeness of that feeling. The subconscious never alters the accepted beliefs of man. It outpictures them to the last detail, whether or not they are beneficial. To impress the subconscious with the desirable state, you must assume the feeling that would be yours had you already realized your wish. In defining your objective, you must be concerned only with the objective itself. The manner of expression or the difficulties involved are not to be considered by you. To think feelingly on any state impresses it on the subconscious. Therefore, if you dwell on difficulties, barriers, or delay, the subconscious, by its very non-selective nature, accepts the feeling of difficulties and obstacles as your request and proceeds to produce them in your outer world. The subconscious is the womb of creation. It receives the idea unto itself through the feelings of man. It never changes the idea received, but always gives it form. Hence, the subconscious outpictures the idea in the image and likeness of the feeling received. To feel a state as hopeless or impossible is to impress the subconscious with the idea of failure. Although the subconscious serves man, it must not be inferred that the relation is that of a servant to a master, as was anciently conceived.
This is going to be more.
The ancient prophets called it the slave and servant of man. St. Paul personified it as a woman and said, the woman should be subject to man in everything. The subconscious does serve, faithfully gives form to his feelings. However, the subconscious has a distinct distaste for compulsion and responds to persuasion rather than to command. Consequently, it resembles the beloved wife more than the servant. The husband is head of the wife. Ephesians chapter 5 may not be true of man and woman in their earthly relationship, But it is true of the conscious and the subconscious, or the male and female aspect of consciousness. The mystery to which Paul referred when he wrote, "This is
Paul.
a great mystery. He that loveth his wife loveth himself, and they two shall be one flesh," is simply the mystery of consciousness. Consciousness is really one and undivided, but for creation's sake it appears to be divided into two. The conscious, objective, or male aspect truly is the head and dominates the subconscious, subjective, or female aspect. However, this leadership is not that of the tyrant, but of the lover. So by assuming the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your objective, the subconscious is moved to build the exact likeness of your assumption. Your desires are not subconsciously accepted until you assume the feeling of their reality, for only through feeling is an idea subconsciously accepted, and only through this subconscious acceptance is it ever
This needs to
expressed.
go down.
It is easier to ascribe your feeling to events in the world than to admit that the conditions of the world reflect your feeling. However, it is eternally true that the outside mirrors the inside. As within, so without. A man can receive nothing unless it is given him from heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is within you. Nothing comes from without. All things come from within, from the
It's
subconscious.
true. What was
It is
it?
impossible for you to see other than the contents of your consciousness. Your world in its every detail is your consciousness objectified.
Hmm.
Objective states bear witness of subconscious impressions. A change of impression results in a change of expression. The subconscious accepts as true that which you feel as true, and because creation is the result of
The
subconscious
roundness of that
impressions,
forehead.
you, by your feeling, determine
Oh, let me
creation.
try some of these
You are
colors over there.
already
Where's my
that
knife?
which you want to be.
Oh,
And your refusal to believe
I
this is
had
the
the.
only
Oh,
reason you do not see it.
what happened to that?
To seek on the outside for that which you do
Let me
not
see.
feel
Do I
you
have it
are
in here?
is to
Looks like,
seek
huh?
in vain.
Oh, here it
For
goes.
we never find that which we
Here
want.
it goes. I was looking for
We
this.
find only that which we are.
Okay.
In short, you
That's
express and
perfect.
have only that which you are conscious of being
That's
or
that burnt
possessing.
sienna.
To him that hath it
Burnt
is
umber.
given.
That's burnt umber. Burnt
Denying the
sienna.
evidence of the senses and
Cadmium
appropriating the
yellow.
feeling of the
Cadmium
wish
yellow.
fulfilled
Yellow
is
ochre.
the way to the realization of your desire.
Titanium.
Mastery of self-control of your thoughts and feelings is
Cadmium.
your highest achievement.
Violet.
However,
Ivory.
until perfect
Sand
self-control
green.
is attained, so that, in spite of
Okay.
appearances,
Let
you
me
feel
try
all
that.
that you want to feel,
Let's gonna
use sleep
try.
and prayer to aid you in realizing your
Let's
desired
try. I
states.
got the burnt
These are the two
sienna.
gateways
Burnt
into
sienna.
the subconscious. Chapter 2. Sleep.
This is
Sleep,
this?
the life that occupies
Okay,
1/3
this
of our
black.
stay on Earth, is the natural door into the subconscious.
So many artists tell you to
So
stay
it
away
is with
from
sleep
black
that we are
these
now
days on
concerned.
YouTube,
The conscious 2/3 of
which
our
I
life
think
on
it's a lot
Earth
of
is measured
bullshit
by the
because all the
degree of
great
attention
masters
we give
use
sleep.
black. It's one of
Our
the
understanding
colors
of
that
the
they
light
use.
and what sleep has to bestow will cause
It's
us,
something
night
that
after night,
people don't
to set
understand.
out
It's a
for it as though
modifier.
we were keeping an appointment with a lover.
This
In a
is
dream,
nice to
in a
go
vision
ahead.
of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Job chapter 33. It is in sleep and in prayer, a state akin to sleep, that man enters the subconscious to make his impressions and receive his instructions. In these states, the conscious and subconscious are creatively joined. The male and female become one flesh. Sleep is the time when the male or conscious mind turns from the world of sense to seek its lover or subconscious self. The subconscious, unlike the woman of the world who marries her husband to change him, has no desire to change the conscious waking state, but loves it as it is and faithfully reproduces its likeness in the outer world of form. The conditions and events of your life are your children
Is that
formed from the
you?
molds of your subconscious impressions in sleep.
What are you fucking
They are
doing?
made in the image and likeness of your innermost feeling that they may
What are you
reveal
doing, Paul?
to yourself. As in heaven, so on earth. As in the subconscious,
Oh, buddy.
so on earth. Whatever you have in consciousness as you go to sleep is the measure of your expression in the waking 2/3 on earth.
Ugh.
Nothing stops you from realizing your objective, save your failure to feel that you are already that which you wish to be,
I've come
or
so
that you
far in
are
my
already in possession of the thing sought.
I've studied for so
Your
long.
subconscious gives form to
I've
your
come so
desires
far.
only when you feel your wish fulfilled. The unconsciousness of sleep is the normal state of the subconscious, because all things
It's so
come
hard
from
when you
within
get
yourself, and your conception of yourself determines that
no
which
one there
comes.
to
You should
push or
always
had
feel
to.
the wish fulfilled before you drop off to sleep. You never draw out of the deep of yourself that which you
But I
want. You
still push
always draw
forward.
that
That's
which you
good.
are.
I
And
haven't
you are that which you
allowed
feel
it
yourself
to
to be,
stop me.
as well as that which you feel as true
I mean,
of
after
others.
so many bad paintings I've
To be
done,
realized, then, the wish must be
how many
resolved
people would
into the
have given
feeling
up?
of being or having or witnessing the state sought.
And you master
This is
oil
accomplished by
painting,
assuming the
and
feeling of the wish
it
fulfilled.
becomes so easy that then
The
you
feeling
say,
which
let me
comes in response
try
to the question,
watercolor. Let me
how would
try
I feel
gouache now.
were my
Let
wish
me master
realized,
gouache.
is the feeling which should monopolize and immobilize your attention as you relax into sleep.
I've mastered
You
every
must be in the
medium:
consciousness of
gouache,
being or having that
oil,
which you want to be or to
watercolor,
have
graphite,
before you drop off to sleep.
charcoal, soft pastel,
Once
oil
asleep,
pastel,
man has no freedom of choice.
casing,
His entire slumber is dominated by his last
chalk,
waking concept of self.
black chalk, you know,
It follows, therefore, that he should always assume the
color
feeling of
chalk.
accomplishment and satisfaction before he retires in sleep. Come before me with singing
have
and
come far.
thanksgiving. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise.
Yeah, I
Your mood
didn't
prior
have
to
much
sleep
education. I taught
defines your
myself
state of
everything I know.
consciousness as you enter into the presence of your
By
everlasting
reading
mother,
and
the subconscious. She sees you exactly as you feel yourself to be.
my IQ is very
If, as you
high,
prepare for sleep, you assume and maintain the consciousness
and
of
I don't
success
have much
by
school.
feeling, I am successful, you must be successful.
It's crazy.
Lie flat on your
Fucking
back with your
crazy.
head on a level with your body. Feel as you would were you in possession of your wish, and quietly
The
relax
fuck?
into unconsciousness.
Let me
He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Nevertheless,
Let
he
me. I
giveth
gotta.
his beloved sleep. The subconscious never sleeps. Sleep is the door through
It's
which the
true.
conscious waking
Remember I
mind
told you about that
passes to
dream
be
that I
creatively
had
joined
with
to the
Rasheen,
subconscious. Sleep conceals
that
the
I
creative act, while the
and
objective
I
world reveals it.
realized. Let me stop
In
this for a
sleep,
second.
man impresses the
I had a
subconscious with
friend.
his conception of himself.
He was Muslim, and we became good friends. We used to talk every day. And he never tried to turn me into a Muslim, and he never tried to make him Christian. We became very good friends. His name was Richard. His Muslim name was Rasheen. He was a black guy. Before he died, I walked into the bus stop, and I told him, we made this stupid deal. I don't know why we were talking about that. How did we come up with that deal that we made? Hold up. But we made a deal that whoever dies first, whoever dies first, if God is Christian, if I die first, and if God is Christian, I will come back and let him know. And if Rasheen was to die first, he will come back and let me know. So the guy dies, and I'm laying in the sofa right here. My son was in the bedroom, and it's a cup. I shut up. So I was laying in the sofa, and laying in the sofa. Look at me when I was a kid. You see me? Right here. With my uncle. I had that Italian cap. I went to sleep, fell asleep on the sofa. This sofa was this way. It wasn't the way it is now, it was this way. And I was laying with my feet this way and my head this way. And the television was right where it's at now. And I woke up from my sleep from this sofa right here. But when I woke up, I can notice with my peripheral vision, I noticed that there was someone still laying in the sofa. And when I looked to my left, I saw myself. But I felt myself over here, but I was looking at myself still laying. But the other half of me was up, like getting up from when you're laying down. Half of me was up, the other half was still laying down, and my feet were still laying flat. And Rasheen, his face came to me, and he went like this, smiling at me. And when I saw Rasheen, and I said, Rasheen? And when I looked to my left and realized that the person that was laying there was me, and when I looked back to back at Rasheen, he was gone. And then I woke up, and it was enough to shock me to wake me up. And for a while, I thought, like, what the fuck does this mean? Does it mean that God is Muslim? Like, I tried to figure this fucking shit out. I was like in my head, like, because it was so real to me. It was like this out of body type of thing that happened to me. I felt like half of me that got up, it felt real. I mean, I felt like this was me, that person that was laying there, the physical me, that wasn't me. So what I concluded was, when we sleep, we never do sleep. Our body sleeps, the physical sleeps, but the spirit never sleeps. And what acknowledged Rasheen was my spirit. The spirit is what saw Rasheen. The physical would have been able to see Rasheen, because the physical, I was sleeping. What acknowledged Rasheen was my spirit, and the spirit never sleeps. The body sleeps, but the spirit doesn't sleep. And he smiled, and what I came from it doesn't matter what religion you're a part of. You know, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, Christian, Jewish. That's bullshit. You know, it's stuff that man makes, but we all end up in the same place. You know, there's different people have different ways of explaining it. That's all it is. But it was so real to me. I mean, that what happened to me was so real to me. And seeing him, I think about it. Hey, Lashing was a good friend. A very good friend. And it pissed me off that when he died, his wife didn't allow, she cremated him, because Muslims, they bury them in a day. They didn't show him, they just buried him in a day. I didn't get to see him or pay my respects, and that kind of fucked me up. But we became very good friends. Very good friends. He was such a gentle, good-hearted person, you know. Could never do wrong to anyone. Would help anyone. And that's what I loved about him. And at the time, there was so much shit with 9/11 with Muslims, and the least, I mean, I would never think that I would be friends with a Muslim, especially with what happened in 9/11, me living in New York. I didn't fucking like them, to be honest with you. Muslims to me, they were bad people. I didn't like them. And Rasheen changed that. He changed that. He made me a better man by knowing him. That's why I have so much respect for Rasheen. Until this day, I think about him, and he's always in my prayers. And I keep his spirit alive. Because I speak about him. Well, he is alive. I mean, the freaking guy came to me, kept his word. I mean, what happened to me, what I experienced, was more real to me than anything in my life. When I saw him, and there's an image I have on my Facebook that I saved. I ran into this image because it kind of reminds me of how it was. Let me see if I find it here. Hold up. Let me see if I locate it. It's right here on my Facebook on photographs. Let me go to photos. Let me go to photos here. Okay, I think it's here. No, it's not there. Let me see, it's not there. Where's that image I saved? It kind of reminded me of. Here it goes. Now look at this image here. You see the way the spirit, the way he's looking back at himself laying down, and the other half of him got up, but he's still physically laying down, but his spirit part came up. Let me click on the picture. If I click on the picture, let me go to the photo section, see it. No. What the hell is it going on? Save, okay. Well, then when I do this, would it show it over here now? Where is it? View. Where is the view my profile picture? Okay, you see it here. You see the way he's lying down flat on the bed. You see that image? So when I saw this image, you know, it's on the internet, and I came across this image, it kind of reminded me of that day. Of waking up and seeing Rasheen, the way he came to me with that smile. He acknowledged me. And another thing that I never figured out, he never been to my house, to this apartment. And he was still able to make it here. And that's another thing. I said, how the hell did he figure out? He never been here. And as soon as I looked at myself, I acknowledged myself laying on the sofa. And when I went back to look at Rasheen, he was gone. That quick, he was gone. He came, he did 3 things. He went like this 3 times with his face. Like, he came like trying to get my attention. with his head. He went like this to me 3 times with a big smile. You could see all his pearly whites. And I said, Rasheen? But then as I look at him, I see there's something to my left. And when I look to my left for a second, I'm trying to make sense, like the person that's laying there, and I realize that person is me. And then, but I feel I'm here. I feel this is me here. But I'm looking at me over there. And then when I went to that and I looked back at him, he was gone. And then I woke up and I stood up for like an hour trying to make sense of it, because I never in my life had anything happen to me. I've never had anything like that ever happen to me. It was so real to me. And I've had that and the other thing happen to me. Well, 3 things I think I've told you. One, rushing, and then my grandfather, and then the other thing that happened to me in that park. Three events happened to me in my life. And it's so weird that I went through these things, because I say to myself, I've seen videos on YouTube, people that talk about stories like this, that that I'm telling you. They usually have this, they become very religious, and I'm still the same person. I don't even go to church. So I don't know what the hell was the purpose of God opening up my eyes for me to experience these things, because it really hasn't done anything to me. Maybe it's to put me at ease that death is not all what we think it is. We don't die. The physical body dies, but the spirit. People have been talking about this for thousands of years, about spirits. For thousands of years, people have been talking about this. Romans, the Egyptians, have been talking about this for hundreds of years, about the spirit. And we have a soul, so we don't die, we just move on. I don't know if we come back or where we go, I don't know. I just wonder what the hell is the purpose of all this. What is the purpose of all this? We come, we have kids, we make a family, then I get a fucking divorce, I go through hell. What is the fucking purpose of all this bullshit, that people go through in life? Some have money, some don't have money. But it's like this book is saying, we're all supposed to have money. It's how we think. We create our existence, how we think, how you carry yourself. You know? Let's go back to the book. Here it goes. Where is it?
Description of this romance of the conscious and subconscious is there than that told in the Song of Solomon. By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I found him whom my soul loveth.
Look at that.
held
Look what I just finished talking about, Rasheen, about me laying down. And I come back and start watching the video, and as soon as I come back, watch the video, look what it's talking about. The story's talking about something what I went through, what I went through. It's weird.
let him go, until I had brought him into my mother's house, and into the chamber of her that conceived me. Preparing to sleep, you feel yourself into the state of the answered wish, and then relax into unconsciousness. Your realized wish is he whom you seek. By night, on your bed, you seek the feeling of the wish fulfilled, that you may take it with you into the chamber of her that conceived you, to sleep, or the subconscious which gave you form, that this wish also may be given expression. This is the way to discover and conduct your wishes into the
So I
subconscious.
wonder.
Feel yourself in the state of the realized wish
Let
and
me see.
quietly
This
drop off to
says.
sleep. Night after night, you should assume the feeling of being, having, and witnessing that which you seek to be,
And this
possess, and see manifested. Never go to sleep
eventually.
feeling discouraged or dissatisfied.
Hmm.
Never sleep in the consciousness of failure.
Hmm.
Your subconscious, whose natural state is sleep, sees you as you believe yourself to be. And whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, the subconscious will faithfully embody your belief. As you
Have
feel,
you
someday you
read
impress
those
her,
books, the
and she, the
Book of
perfect lover,
Enoch and
gives form to these impressions and outpictures them as the children of her
Mary
beloved.
Magdalene and those
Thou
old
art all
scriptures?
fair, my love. There is no spot in thee, is the attitude of mind to adopt before dropping off to sleep.
It's a lot of
Disregard
books
of
that
and
come out
feel that things are as you wish them to be, for he calleth
before. I mean,
things
they
that are
just came
not
out, I
seen
think, in the
as though they
60s,
were,
before
and the
people.
unseen becomes seen. To
Those
assume
books
the
were kept
feeling of
private.
satisfaction is to call conditions into being which will mirror satisfaction. Signs follow, they do not precede.
All that stuff is
Proof
interesting.
that you are will follow the consciousness that you are. It will not precede it.
Even that Gospel of Mary
You are
Magdalene,
an eternal dreamer, dreaming
what she's
non-eternal
talking about
dreams.
is so
Your
so weird. Let me see it. Where is it? The Gospel of Mary. What she's talking about? Where is it? I'm trying to make sense of. And it's real short. I'm trying to make sense of it, but I was not able to make sense of it. And then, wait a minute, but then, where is that? Let me do it this way then, because, okay, let me do it this way, and then, oh, was it this one? No, that can't be it.
Or to
No,
attract bad luck
no,
himself.
that's not it. And then, okay, it was this one. And
form
then
as
the
you assume the
Gospel of
feeling of their
Mary
reality.
Magdalene, that Gospel really freaked me out. This is Art Bell, Paranormal Video, Poetry, Audiobooks. I think the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. I wrote. What did I write? Mary Magdalene, is that it? Is it here? This is not. This is. This is the Book of the Watchers, the Book of James. The historical Jesus. So many. Where is that? Where was it? Color. Secrets. Maybe I put it under secrets. Mysteries. No, it's not there. What is that? Where the hell is that damn thing I heard that I was trying to make sense of it. I couldn't make sense of that audio I heard. Maybe someone else can tell me what it means, because I try to make sense of it. I mean, I think I know what it means, but the words I heard in that gospel, it's words that can tell those are words of a God. I've never heard words like that before. Someone, because who would talk about things like that? I mean, back then, and this book is about like over 5,000 years old. That Gospel of Mary Magdalene is, and some things are missing. Oh my words, where the hell is that? Where the hell is it? Bill Thomas. It's so weird. Mary Magdalene. It was supposed to be there, right? And it's not there. It's not there. It's right under the giant watercolor. Maybe it's in audiobooks. Maybe I put it under audiobooks. Paranormal Activity. Secret History. What is this? Secret History. These are different audios that I save. When I'm painting, I listen to them and kept them in a playlist. I can continue to listen to it and read, and try to make sense of it, because usually these books, you can't make sense of it right away. You gotta listen to it a few times. Thomas, would it be under Thomas? The Gospel of Thomas, the Emerald Tablets. Where the hell is it? Try to read all these books. The Quran, the Torah, the Talmud. Go through a period in your life where you start reading all these different books, and they're not books because they're audio. Let me see, is this the one? The Secret Dreams. Then I got that one. That was, it's not here either. That was interesting. And then this is Friedrich Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil, the full audio, The Unknown Life, the full. Where the fuck is it? So weird. Always thinks they have the answers to everything. Marcus Aurelius. I don't think it's under Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius. His life-changing quotes. Come on, like what the hell? Like videos. Oh, this is it right here. This is it. When I heard this, I couldn't make sense of this.
Utterly destroyed or not? The Savior replied, every nature, every model form, every creature, exists in and with each other. They will dissolve again into their own proper root. For the nature of matter is dissolved into what belongs to its nature. Anyone with 2 ears able to hear should listen. Then Peter said to him, you have been explaining every topic to us. Tell us one other thing. What is the sin of the world? The Savior replied, there is no such thing as sin. Rather, you yourselves are what produces sin when you act in accordance with the nature of adultery, which is called sin. For this reason, the good came among you, pursuing the good which belongs to every nature. It will set it within its root. Then he continued. He said, this is why you get sick and die, because you love what deceives you. Anyone who thinks should consider these matters. Matter gave birth to a passion which has no image because it derives from what is contrary to nature. A disturbing confusion then occurred in the whole body. That is why I told you, become content at heart, while also remaining discontent and disobedient. Indeed, become agreeable only in the presence of that other image of nature. Anyone with 2 ears capable of hearing should listen. When the Blessed One had said these things, he greeted them all. Peace be with you. He said, acquire my peace within yourselves. Be on your guard so that no one deceives you by saying, look over here,
Look over
or
there.
look over there. For the child of true humanity exists within you. Follow it. Those who search for it will find it. Go then, preach the good news about the realm. Do not lay down any rule beyond what I determine for you, nor promulgate law like the lawgiver, or else you might be dominated by it. After he had said these things, he departed from them. But they were distressed and wept greatly. How are we going to go out to the rest of the world to announce the good news about the realm of the child of true humanity? They said, if they did not spare him, how will they spare us? Then Mary stood up.
Mary,
She greeted them all, addressing her brothers and sisters. Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be irresolute. For his grace will be with you all and will shelter you. Rather, we should praise his greatness, for he has prepared us and made us true human beings. When Mary had said these things, she turned their heart toward the good, and they began to debate about the words of the Savior. Peter said to Mary, Sister, we know that the Savior loved you more than all other women. Tell us the words of the Savior that you remember, the things which you know that we don't because we haven't heard them. Mary responded, I will teach you about what is hidden from you.
what is hidden from
And
you?
she began to speak these words
Now
to
listen
them.
to these words. They don't
She
make
said,
sense.
I saw the Lord in a vision, and I said to him, Lord, I saw you today in a vision. He answered me, how wonderful you are for not wavering at seeing me. For where the mind is, there is the treasure. I said to him, so now, Lord, does a person who sees a vision see it with the soul or with the spirit? The Savior answered, a person does not see with the soul or with the spirit. Rather, the mind, which exists between these two, sees the vision, and that is what? Pages 11 and 14
So it's the
are
mind,
missing.
because the mind is
And
what's
desire
between the soul and the body. It's it's how you experience things. But this is this other part that, where is it?
So why do you lie since you belong to me?
Okay, listen to
The
this.
soul answered, I saw you.
Now
Since you belong
the soul is dying, and it's going to heaven, and it's asking a question to where it's going. Why do I sense that you belong to me? And then it's responding back to the soul, telling the soul, uh, listen to it.
I sense you belong to me. The soul answered, I saw you. You did not see me, nor did you know me. You mistook the garment I wore for my true self,
For my true self.
and you did not recognize me. After it had said these things, it left rejoicing greatly.
Rejoicing.
Again, it came to the third power, which is called ignorance.
Ignorance.
It examined the soul closely,
Examine
saying,
the soul
Where are
closely.
you going? You are bound by wickedness. Indeed, you are bound. Do not judge. And the soul said, Why do you judge me, since I have not passed judgment? I have been bound, but I have not bound anything. They did not recognize me, but I have recognized that the universe is to be dissolved, both the things of earth and those of heaven. When the soul had brought the third power to naught, it went
So,
upward.
in other words, when the soul went to the universe, when it died, the universe didn't recognize the soul because the soul thought himself as being who he was by his garment, the man that he became here, instead of, you understanding? So he's not being accepted. So that's how that's what I think. That's what this is saying.
Power. It had 7 forms.
And seven
The
form.
first form is darkness.
Yes.
The second is desire.
Desire.
The third is ignorance. The fourth is zeal for death. The fifth is the realm of the flesh.
The realm of the
The
flesh.
sixth is the foolish wisdom of the flesh. The seventh is the wisdom of the wrathful person. These are the 7 powers of wrath. They interrogated the soul, where are you coming from, Human killer.
Human
And where are
killer.
you going? Space conqueror.
Space
The
conqueror.
soul replied, saying, What binds me has been slain, and what surrounds me has been destroyed, and my desire has been brought to an end, and ignorance has died. In a world, I was set loose from a world and in a type, from a type which is above, and from the chain of forgetfulness which exists in time. From this hour on, for the time of the due season of the Eon, I will receive rest in silence. After Mary had said these things, she was silent, since it was up to this point that the Savior had spoken to her.
Hmm.
Andrew responded, addressing the brothers and sisters, Say what you will about the things she has says, but I do not believe that the Savior said these things, for indeed these teachings are strange ideas. Peter responded, bringing up similar concerns. He questioned them about the Savior. Did he, then, speak with a woman in private without our knowing about it? Are we to turn around and listen to her? Did he choose her over us? Then Mary wept and said to Peter, My brother Peter, what are you imagining? Do you think that I have thought up these things by myself in my heart, or that I am telling lies about the Savior? Levi answered, speaking to Peter, Peter, you have always been a wrathful person. Now I see you contending against the woman like the adversaries. For if the Savior made her worthy, who are you
Who
then
is
for
you
your
to make
part to
her
reject her?
unworthy? Yeah.
Assuredly the Savior's knowledge of her is completely reliable. That is why he loved her more than us. Rather, we should be ashamed. We should clothe ourselves with
I
a
mean, they
perfect
say that
purity,
Jesus had a
acquire it for
relationship with
ourselves
Mary
as he commanded
Magdalene.
us, and announce the good news, not laying down any other rule or law that differs from what the Savior said. After he had said these things, they started going out to teach and to preach the gospel according to Mary.
I don't understand it. Yeah, I've listened to this thing like 1,000 times, and I still don't. I try to make sense of it, and I cannot make sense of it. And all that
Defeat.
space conqueror and human killer, and how it goes into judging the soul and telling it, I don't recognize you. You know, you thought me for you thought me for being your garment, something like that. So yeah, I've listened to it a whole bunch of times. And like, who would come up with words like that? Like 6,000 years ago, I mean, about space conquer and all that. And it's something, sometimes you listen to things in the Bible that it talks about the different oceans and undercurrents, and it's like, how did they know that back then? I mean, you would think all water's just one ocean, but so much stuff that I can't explain. You probably make sense of it because I think you're a lot smarter than me. But book smart, it's not always, you know. But my son went to college, and I tell you, man, sometimes I used to think, man, so dumb and other things. And his IQ is so much lower than mine. And he has 5 years of college. I mean, he's either way bringing this and then. But so sometimes I just play those audio books, and it's a good way of reading books and listening to them in audio. You still there? You're sleepy, right? And then the yellow. This part, I'm gonna go with this direction to give it roundness. Yeah, you see the direction, just the direction of the birthmark. So I'll go this way right there for now. I mean, could imagine this painting, it took him a lot longer. This thing, I maybe had like an hour and a half working on this. And sometimes I do paintings and I do them like in a couple of hours, and then when I read about the painting, I find out that it took the artist a couple of months for him working on that painting. And the thing about a lefty, I'm a lefty, you use the right side of your brain. We're very good at whatever we see, we can put it down. We see more in mass than in linear, but we can see whichever way, linear, mass, we can start composing a painting from any area and start building it out. They say the best artists were left hand. I don't know. As a matter of fact, they have books that you can buy to train, that you can read and learn how to paint using the right side of your brain. These different techniques that they have. And me, I don't have to go through that because I was born lefty. I remember when I used to go to school, and teachers used to try to make me write with my right hand. And it's like from the very beginning, it's like, it's not like it's just how, it's not something that you learn to write with your left hand or right hand. You're born that way. Okay, so, see in the ear, it's got this shadow there. Let me get this dog right here. If I can put that behind the ear. I can separate it, then I'll do this. I'll have that deeper red. Another thing, I gotta take this paint and put it back in the freezer. I already grabbed what I needed. Okay, then this is gonna go like this. Then so hopefully that color is like, but in fact that's the color there. It's about that color there. A bit of shadow, let me see, it's too much red. Needs to go a little cooler, so I'm gonna add more blue to it. Let me see something. Blue. Grab and then it goes this way, then that shadow travels this way, goes like that. She starts coming down this direction. I think I need some more green. Yeah, it does need more green. That shadow is leaning towards green a little bit. It's leaning towards green, and then it's coming this way, over here. And then it gets light over there. And then it starts coming a little lighter. The green, a little more green this way. This one's coming this way. And then this goes like that. Like that. Like that. And then that goes this way. And over here. It's going this way. Okay. And then over here, gonna kind of, that red is a little too, it needs more yellow. So, gonna grab it over here. Okay, right here, on a spot where I can work. Okay, this is that red right there. But it's more like a yellow, brighter yellow. A brighter yellow. And then I'll add the white to see, yeah, let's, and then, so I guess my daughter's upset with me because she didn't write back to me. I asked her, why you haven't brought Bella over? I don't understand these kids. I tell you, my stepson, Carlos, has been more of a son to me than my own kids. Starting to feel that way now. So what my son has put me through, it's like I've always looked for reasons why people do the things that they do, and it would be alright if I was a bad parent, but that's not so. I mean, I don't understand how kids can still turn out that way. I wish it was so, because it would give them a reason. It wouldn't make them seem so bad. But being that they're being that way for no reason, not a good thing. I really don't understand it, but I understand. I guess I would never understand why people do what they do. People always do what the hell they want to do, and it's like I had a bad relationship with my dad, and still I was there with him till the end, respected him, and yeah, and probably had an attitude towards him, but I was there. When he landed in the hospital, I was there. Paid my respects, I was there. There was many reasons for me to, that if I didn't want to be there, I didn't have to be there after what he put me through, but I was still there. But I think that's, well, obviously it's hard, but I wish I could have been more of a son of a bitch. These people, man. And it's so, I mean, I really should be like that because, I mean, come on, South Bronx, I mean, shit. This is the type of place that you get those type of people, but I don't know, it's crazy. I guess it just goes to show, I mean, when a person is meant to be good, they're just gonna be good. It's gonna be good regardless. Doesn't matter where the hell they're born. Yeah, I guess so. This kid's gonna be so. I don't think, like, bringing my granddaughter if I can. You were thinking that Bella go over there, spend time with Grandpa. I mean, he's in his 50s now, 55. Imagine if I turn out to be this great painter. This girl ends up being grown up one day and be like, oh, I didn't bring you around Grandpa. Why didn't you bring me around my grandfather? Could have, learn a few things. And it's art and sing, and could have teach me how to draw and paint. Those people. I guess they're people like you. Because, I mean, we're not really like you, because, your mother was a narcissist. I mean, I really haven't done anything to these kids. I don't know. Can't fucking explain it. Crazy. Her hang up is that I was more lovable towards Anthony. I guess that's her problem. And when I left the mother, Anthony went with me, stood behind with her mother, and Anthony left with me and finished college. She's still with Mom. But she knew that she wasn't going to get away with the stuff that she gets away with from Mom. She was not going to get away with that with me. because she wanted to hang out, come home late, see boys, and I was not going to put up with that. I was not going to put up with that. When I separated from her mom allowed her to do all of that. Have boys in the house, have boys sleep over. She once caught this boy in the house and had to drag him out. She was 17, sleeping in her bed. I argued with her mother, like, what are you doing? Come on. How would you allow this boy to stay over with your daughter? And your daughter's supposed to be a virgin, still in school, and you would allow this. Whole big argument behind that. But, I wasn't gonna put up with that shit. No way. I was gonna have to put up with that. I could have brought her along, but she would have had to finish school. I don't even know if she finished college. I never was invited to any graduation. Me and her mother wasn't talking, but it's so funny that when Anthony graduated, I invited the mother. I was like, your son is graduating, you're going to be there to his graduation, and she came. But when it happened the other way around, she never had me go to my daughter's graduate, if she graduated from college, which I'm starting to think that she did it. Probably quit. Okay, anyway, I'm already done with this. I'm not done. I'm done for now. I'll come back and finish this tomorrow. Okay, over here, this part here, that was gonna go this way. That white needs to be more. Let me see if I can. Here we go. So I can get that white. Let me get this white over here. Well, the squeeze, no. Okay, let me see right here. See, this has to be more right. And I'll come back tomorrow. Finish this. I think all those watercolors that I've done that came out bad, I can fix them with the gouache. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Let me see. These are just studies in this edge. Still gotta fix those edges because I find those edges, so gotta adjust all that. And that still needs to come down. That lip needs to. This lip. Matter of fact, let me grab some of this red. Hold up. Let me see if I can grab it, fix it with this. I notice that lip should come up. Let me see. This is gonna come a little bit more. Okay. And then it goes down like this for now. Alright, and then this is gonna have to get darker, but for now, we just put it like this for now. I'll come over here, that shadow. That shadow's gonna go this way, right? And then it goes this way, right? And then it spreads over there. And then it goes around and it comes that way. And then the corner of that area there needs to be darker. So what I can do, I can just put that, drop that in there for now. Like that. So the studies. Okay. Then this is gonna be a little more. Let me get this more red, because over here, underneath the bottom of the lip, separation is gonna be an area where it gets darker. Like that, right? And then over here, I'll drop this down. Then I'll come back, I'm gonna adjust all this. Alright. Okay, these are synthetic, so I can leave those in water. That can stay in water. This can stay in water. This one is not synthetic. Okay, this one is not synthetic. I can't leave that one in water. This set here. Okay, what I can do here is close this like that. This can go over there. That can go over there. I can seal it like this. Matter of fact, I can leave that like that. I don't even have to put it in the fridge because I'm going to use it tomorrow. So, I can leave that like that. Let me move all this over there for now. Okay. Hopefully we should get it perfect tomorrow, that whole thing. And then we'll see what happens. I'll put that tomorrow. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. It goes that way. All this. Put this over here. Oh man, pain in the ass. Hold up. This is gonna go this way. Okay, this has to come all this way. Okay. And then this I have to close. Okay. Close that. And just like that, in a few minutes, I have all these fucking art supplies here. Okay. Alright. That's it. Let me see if I can get this AC turned on. If it can reset. Let's see. I have to start it 15 seconds. If it can reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay. Now it's on. Okay. Let me turn on this fan to suck all that hot air out. And I'll turn on the kitchen fan. The kitchen has a timer. Let this play. Suck all that hot air out. What the fuck is that? What is this? Coffee? Oh, that's coffee. Oh, that's that cake. Alright. So I'll finish this tomorrow. Came out very bad, but I'll fix it tomorrow. Oh shit, I didn't even drink the coffee. Alright, good night. Let me see what it says. Lives are meaningful, but really in the end, there is nothing. Yeah, well, let's see what happens.